This show is live. Despite our best efforts, anything can happen. Some viewers may be offended. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm Dennis King, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to the Eastlink Community TV broadcast of the Gold Cup Parade. Charlottetown proudly hosts this vibrant event, featuring over 70 entries that showcase the island's cherished summer traditions. This year's theme, A World of Color, promises a spectacular display. So thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy the show.
Live from the streets of historic downtown Charlottetown, this is the largest street parade in the Maritimes and one of the highlights of Old Home Week celebrations here on PEI, a tradition that dates all the way back to 1888. Good morning, everyone. I'm Matt Beardsley.
And I'm Marlene McDonald, and we are thrilled to welcome everyone to the Eastlink Community TV's broadcast. This is our 62nd edition of the Gold Cup Parade. The theme of this year's parade is A World of Color. That's why I wore all these colors today, Matt. I was trying to get into the theme. So we look forward to seeing how the over 60 entries today put their own unique spin on this year's theme of color.
And we should let our viewers know a little bit about our broadcast location today, Marlene, in case people are tuning in for the first time. We're located on the deck of the Confederation Center of the Arts, home to the Charlottetown Festival and Canada's only national monument to the Fathers of Confederation. We're facing Grafton Street, so there you can see our tent and then the viewing tent right to the left of us. The parade, which is just slowly making its way around the corner, will turn left onto Grafton Street, come right in front of Province House and us, and then move past us in the viewing stand and continue straight all the way down Grafton Street. Of course, change they made last year. The parade used to turn left onto Queen Street, but just continues straight down.
The parade is almost ready to start here, folks. And just a few quick facts about Gold Cup Parade for you viewers at home. Old Home Week has been held since 1905. But the first Gold Cup Parade was held in 1962. Bill Hancock and Frank Acorn founded the event with the intention of reviving Old Home Week in Charlottetown and renewing interest in the harness racing industry.
And a little history on the Gold Cup and Saucer race, which plays an important role in the Gold Cup Parade and Old Home Week, the 65th edition of the Gold Cup and Saucer, going tomorrow night from Red Shores Racing Track. A little history. The race was established in the early 1960s. It got its name by combining two major horse racing events, the Cheltenham Gold Cup in England and the Cup and Saucer Stakes in Ontario. Today, the Gold Cup and Saucer race has grown to become one of the most sought-after and prestigious races in the harness racing industry in North America. There's first sound car from Ocean 100 you see there, and of course some donations cars out there as we welcome you again into our host location.
And we want to say thanks to all. We see our first sign carriers there, and they're walking the parade route today, which is quite a long route for some short legs in this heat this morning too. So we thank all those banner carriers this morning too.
A couple of other thank yous. Of course, a big thank you to the Premier Prince Edward Island, Dennis King, for taking time from his busy schedule during Old Home Week to record a greeting for our viewers on Eastlink Community TV. And once again, hearts and flowers with a beautiful and flower display. You've probably seen it here on our desk, and of course your boutonniere again, Marlene. So thanks to the nice folks at Hearts and Flowers for again providing a nice little color here, and much nicer conditions for the parade this year, Marlene. If you remember last year's broadcast, heavy rains overnight and rain throughout the parade, and we were a little wet under our tent here last year.
A little windy. This year we've got Wasps as company here with us in our tent. And again, to Alan Preston and all the staff at Hearts and Flowers, just located on Great George Street, not far from us. They have been putting their creative work every year that we've been doing this for a number of years. So again, a big thank you to them.
I have a little parade trivia here for Marlene while we wait for the parade to arrive. Do you know where the term float comes from?
Tell us all.
Okay, well, here we go. So the term float, in reference to parade, got its name because the first floats were decorated barges that were towed along the River Thames in the 1300s. For the Lord Mayor's show in London. They were towed along the river with ropes held by parade marchers on the shore. So they were literally floating down the River Thames. So that's why parade floats are called floats. There you go. Some useless information courtesy of Wikipedia. And Marlene, a great crowd here along Grafton Street today.
We were coming down earlier and surprised again as usual with all ages of people that are out here along our route. It's so nice to see. It's really quite a family event. We see lots of families here today, and also we know that there's lots of families at home. I was at a concert last night and a lady came up to me and she said her one of her family members works on a line, like a helpline, a phone line, and she said the most calls that they get on Gold Cup and Saucer Day is, what channel is the parade on again? So we hope everyone that's tuning in is sitting back and relaxing and ready for about probably another hour and a half or so, hour and 20
I
minutes
think by the time
I
watched just roughly 70 entries in this year's parade, but the same as last year. Now, they were moving a little quicker last year because of the rain, but once the parade arrives, it's usually about an hour when we make past our broadcast location. And a special shout out to any seniors watching on PEI in homes. We know it's always a special day for those who can't physically get out to the parade. Glad that you were able to tune in. One of the highlights of Old Home Week, and I'd say a much larger crowd in attendance today because of the weather as opposed to last year, where I think people were like, well, we'll stay home and watch.
Yes, and we're glad to have all those viewers watching, but it's pretty exciting here to be in the middle of the parade, too, to get to see everything. And we do, if you have some of your grandchildren watching with you today, we do have some of those inflatables that you'll be seeing floating across the streets in Charlottetown here a little later on. We want to say special thanks to all our Eastlink crew from PEI and Nova Scotia too, Matt. We're always glad to have them come over and help out on the special day with us.
No, we truck and mobile, which you saw on that wide shot, arrived yesterday. We were setting up yesterday, and we were here on site about 7 o'clock this morning, and already people were arriving down in front there with their chairs. So, and you see familiar faces. Some people, it's a tradition. They go to the same spot every year. I remember when we were kids, we used to go down towards the old hospital there. That's where Mom and Dad would take me and my brother and sister to watch. And of course, depending on, if you live on North River Road, you have a front road seat. And last we heard was the parade was on Queen and Euston, so they should be approaching the turn 2 blocks away. We hear from the truck up what used to be Great George, then University, now Great George, of course. This is the stretch from in front of Province House to the corner, and then it's University Avenue.
Of course, we're going to see our Gold Cup and Saucer ambassadors today. How many do we have in total? Is it 9? 9 this year again, Matt?
Yep.
And they've been out at the fairgrounds all week. I was out there a couple nights, and great excitement out there. They're saying that the track is pretty fast.
Well, I was looking, I saw Lee Drake wander in, of course, who's Mr. Harness Racing on PEI, and it has to be a very special week for Lee and his wife, Jennifer Evans, of course, from Ocean and Hot. Their daughter, Laurel, is an ambassador this year, so I'm sure they're silently rooting for the horse that she has drawn, but the track record is 150-1, and it's held by 3 different horses, B2B, Sinatra, and Wise Lotus, and the 3 trial winners this year all went in 152. So some work to do there to cut off 2 seconds, but you know, and talking, I'm not a harness racing expert, but they don't want it too hot. So the conditions could be prime this year for possibly a new track record. And there's Heather McCauley
from Stearns Laundry. We're going to see them a little later, but of course, Heather is a great committee member, very dedicated. I see Andrew and the kids up here in the viewing stand too. She's trying to get the crowd all excited here as the folks are ready to come.
I've been in communication with Heather, Charlotte Nicholson, Jenna, I forget your last name. I'm going to have to look it up here with the committee over the past 3 weeks, getting ready, putting our booklets together, and they were out last weekend, I think, painting the spaces on North River Road, and it's quite a production to...
All the numbers were on.
Yeah.
Where they're all supposed to line up. So it starts, well, they say they usually have their first meeting for the next parade about a week or two after the one is over. So they're pretty dedicated committee members.
We, obviously I've put together our talking points here, so I know what we're about to see. So I would say we have roughly 8, 9 new entries into the parade this year. Some returning favorites and lots of colors. So one of the highlights again of Old Home Week celebrations here. Hard to believe we're into the 3rd week of August.
Don't say it, Matt. Don't say it.
Well, lots of summer left. Lots of summer left.
Exactly. And I know we've been talking a lot about harness racing this morning, and we'll be hearing about all the ambassadors and the horses and pole positions they have. But just a reminder to everyone too, and some families that may want to go out. I know that I've heard from different people that they're at the cattle penning out at the fairgrounds this week, and how interesting and exciting they thought it was. And of course, lots of rides for the kids, but a lot of exhibitions going on. The 4-H have exhibits out there. And for those that love music, there's Sounds of the Island concert series. It goes on every night out there except Wednesday night. They always have the youth talent.
Are you emceeing again?
I emceed one night I was there.
You're voluntold?
Yeah. Eddie Quinn does all the work, or he books all the acts for that. And I thought maybe I'd just let everyone at home know that tonight Eddie Quinn, John Webster, and Allison Gigi will be on, and also Trackside Tunes are there. And tomorrow night, I'm sure lots of people will like to hear that Sandra and Ricky Jones, husband and wife from up west, will be there, along with Billy McGuinness and Leon Gallant. So Billy, of course, is a favorite of many here, along with Leon, but Billy's back from Ontario for a stint here on the island. Great fiddle player, singer, and guitar player, and Leon is just a joy to listen to and hear his stories. And they're out at Stanley Bridge a good bit playing too. So still lots of entertainment left out there. Lots to do out on the grounds.
So the parade is just turning the corner from thank you, on to Grafton. Get my streets correct here. So they're just mere seconds away. There you can see them turning and getting lined up to come up our street there. And Nick Medor on shoulder position there behind our mobile as a couple of wayward pedestrians. Get going there, girl. I don't know if you want to walk right down the middle of the street, but anyways.
Up close and personal.
Yeah, she knows where she's going, so. But there you get a good look at some of the crowds here on the streets. Of course, they block off Grafton Street here, just at the corner of the Mac, home this year to Becoming Dahlia. Sold out for its summer run. Of course, Jessica Gallant, island performer from 10 Mile House in the one-woman tribute show to Jessica. So if you haven't got your tickets, I guess you're out of luck this year.
There's other performances going on, though, here at the Vet Center. So still lots of entertainment here, too, in Charlottetown.
And every summer I say I'm going to get out and take in a few more shows, and another summer is gone. And
time goes by so fast.
It does. And, if people are familiar with the local publication, The Buzz, the number of things that you can see and do on any given night across Prince Edward Island in the summertime. Just really fortunate to have so much here, as we can hear the parade in the near distance there, just making its way around the corner.
We have a number of sound cars, of course, in our parade every year. And we want to thank all those businesses that are part of our parade. And nice to have that music throughout the parade. We have a number of bands coming up, but nice to have those sound cars. And we get some little announcements from the people in them, and also some music, which is always nice to hear.
And I'm going to let you know live on air that Sound car number 1 has been switched to 3, so sound car number 1 is actually will be Heidi Zinn when that approaches.
Oh, no Heidi,
Yeah, we always get last-minute changes here, and I do my best to get them to Marlene, but sometimes we have to make some changes on the fly here.
On the fly, as usual. Yeah, live TV, folks. And there we see, welcome to the 2024 Gold Cup Parade.
And lots of these, as you mentioned, Marlene, volunteers, and the inflatables are all ferried around the streets by sports teams. But here is our first sound car, and as I just mentioned, inside is Heidi Zinn, who's executive director of Discover Charlottetown, and she is proudly sponsored by Reliable Motors.
And Heidi Zinn, many people may not know her from the city of Charlottetown. She's a very creative mind for that. There are lots of things, though, but she's also a great real estate agent, too.
Yes.
Well, I see our parade marshals coming into view. This year's Gold Cup parade marshals that is him, Cameron Gordon and Megan Connors. They captivated PEI and the rest of Canada with their inspirational journey on the past season of Canada's Got Talent. In addition to competing on Canada's Got Talent, Cameron is also a power lifter, also a snowshoe racer, competes in Special Olympics, and Connor let us know that he wanted to say hello to Grammy Helen at Whisperwood Village. She's watching today, and I hear that he gets his love of music from his Grammy and Grampy, and I know his mom, Catherine McGinnis, has been instrumental in all the things that Cameron has achieved in his life so far.
And once again, the antique police car, 1952, driven today again by Corporal Tim Kaiser. There's Tim at the helm of the 1952 police car.
Tim's a great volunteer, too, in our community. He's on Reach Foundation, the Charlottetown Area Development Corporation. Thanks to Tim coming back again this year.
And up next, the Charlottetown Fire Department is represented by 2 vehicles. That's the 1916 Federal, which was completely restored between 2000 and 2004 for the cost of $7,500. The Federal is being driven today by Lieutenant James O'Connor, and joining James is retired Lieutenant Raymond Burt.
James has got more of his family in the parade coming up a little later on, I think, too.
And then Island First Aid is our next entry. The highly trained and experienced medical first responders deliver care and treatment at public events throughout the Maritimes. If you would like more information, you can go to islandfirstaid.ca.
We've got many sponsors throughout our parade today, many businesses on the island, and we want to say special mention of them throughout our parade. The first one we'll mention is Downtown Charlottetown, Inc. You know, to get some of the bands here, to get some of the inflatables here, it's quite an expensive venture at times. So a very special thank you to all those great sponsors that came aboard and sponsored some of our bands or inflatables. I think we can hear our first band coming in the background. Always looking beautiful and sounding great. This is the RCMP Pipes and Drum Marching Band. Today, they're made up of members from J Division, based in Moncton, and H Division, which is based in Halifax. The first RCMP pipe band was formed to perform in the Royal Nova Scotia International Tattoo back in 1998 as part of the Force's 125th anniversary celebrations. And we are so thrilled to have them back in our parade again this year. Again, let's have a listen to the RCMP Pipes and Drum Marching Band, J Division from Moncton and Halifax.
Speaking with representatives from the RCMP, they said the band looks forward to performing in the Gold Cup Parade every year. So it's one of the highlights of the year, and they said it's one of the best parades to march in, and we thank them again for being a part of our celebration of Old Home Week here.
And the uniforms look so beautiful, the red, the beautiful kilt. Sounding great. We're walking all the way throughout our parade route today.
And as the marching band makes its way past us here, we'll give one final listen. And our next RCMP entry is the RCMP Marching Troop. And representing the RCMP today is an all-female ceremonial troupe in recognition of the 50th anniversary of women as regular members in the RCMP. They are all active members from L Division here on PEI. RCMP Corps Sergeant Major Elaine Massanou is the troop commander today. She is the first female to hold the rank of Corps Sergeant Major in the RCMP.
We want to say congratulations on that first to Elaine Massanou.
The RCMP car follows up behind
And
the marching troop.
Their message on their van is, "We are hiring."
And of course, we thank all members of our military and police forces for their service year-round.
Have you been out to Oysterbed Speedway lately?
I drive by it a lot.
Well, we went out last year, and we were so thrilled. Our next boat, you see the Oysterbed Speedway race car, and it's home to PEI's premier auto racing facility out at Oysterbed Bridge. On the float today, we see 6 Bandoleros race cars with their drivers in full race suits. Their next evening of racing is August 24th at 6 o'clock, and it's for a championship point racing. If you're looking for more information, check out their website at Oysterbed Speedway, PEI.ca. We want to say good luck to all those racers. And we went out last year to see 2 racers specifically, Juliana and Andrew O'Connor. We see Andrew there by number 63 leading back. Hi, Andrew. And there's Juliana, number 10. Juliana, of course, has the pink car. It's great to see these. There's so many young kid drivers that are in this section.
That would be fun.
Oh, it's exciting. We took the boys and girls out, and they were pretty excited to see them too. Great drivers. And again, August 24th at 6 p.m.
And our next entry, Charlottetown Mitsubishi, is home to PEI's only female dealer principal, Tammy Roach. Their float features a 5-foot globe with their staff carrying different world flags. Charlottetown Mitsubishi is located at 451 Mount Edward Road, and Tammy and her staff invite everyone to come on out and check their inventory of new and used vehicles.
Hi to Tammy and Robin and all the Mitsubishi staff there. Oh, they're dancing, they're singing. Look at them. Look at Scott doing that dance and Corey. Of course, it's Ocean 100. There's Darcy. We can hear Darcy, of course. Great to see them and hear them now. Usually we hear them in the morning. There's Jill. We don't get to see them. Again, this is Ocean 100, home of the morning hot tub with Darcy Campbell. There's Jill Chandler, and of course, Scott. Look at their moves. Look at that Scott Chapman moves out there. They're taking the colors of the world theme straight from their name, the ocean. They would like to thank Shaw's Towing for making their float happen. And I need to say they were very instrumental in making our May 22nd QH Big Day of Giving this year. Again, a great success, raising over $1 million. So thanks to Ocean for that.
And our next entry is a 1959 Triumph TR3, fully restored and operational. Behind the wheel today is Jack McMillan. The Triumph TR3 is a British sports car produced from 1955 to 62 by the Standard Motor Company of Coventry, England. And on the heels of them is our other radio station entry in the parade, Marlene.
Of course, this is hot. 105.5. I think they even have our potato on there. PEI's hit music station. They took the theme of this year's parade, Colors of the World, and added it to their name. Look at all the different colors. And joining the hot 105.5 float are dancers from 24 Strong, and of course that's Lacey Keown. And that's a dance studio that's been created, a new dance just for this year's parade, they're saying, a new dance.
And our next float is another first-time entry in the Gold Cup Parade, and it represents one of the fastest-growing sports on PEI, Ringette PEI. Currently, there are over 1,000 athletes and over 50 teams participating in Ringette on PEI. They range from the U8 level to the U19 level and provincial teams. And, of course, the past Winter Games held here, Team PEI had a thrilling run to the semifinals in the Ringette competition.
I see some of the girls. I see Aria. I see Freya and Della and Kate. Lots of Ringette players on there. And our 2 girls, Lilia and Emma, are involved in Ringette. We want to say a special thanks to all the coaches, the managers, the coordinators of jamborees and tournaments, and the volunteers. It's a great activity, a great sport, Ringette.
And our next entry represents one of PEI's oldest and longest running family businesses, Stearns Launderers and Dry Cleaners. Stearns was founded in 1988 by Edie Stern, now owned, as we mentioned earlier, by Andrew Bennell and Heather McCauley. Their entry today is represented by two antique cars, a 1968 Chevrolet Corvair and a 1929 Ford Street sedan.
Well, as the sedan pulls out of sight, we see Orca. Orca is sponsored by Pepsi. This is our first inflatable. Happy Orca is being carried through the parade route today by the PEI FC U17 boys soccer team, who plays in the Nova Scotia U17 boys AAA league. Currently, they sit in 5th place in the league, standing with 21 points. And we wish these guys the best of luck in this U17 AAA soccer league. Hold on to that Orca, boys.
Yeah, they keep them a little lower. Some years they used to have them high. Of course, we had one mishap one year, get caught in some electrical lines. As we take a look at our next entry, the Epilepsy Association of the Maritimes. The Epilepsy Association of the Maritimes is excited to be participating for the very first time in the Gold Cup Parade. Epilepsy Maritime services people living with epilepsy, their family, friends, and communities in all 3 maritime provinces. The theme of their float is epilepsy comes in all shades and shapes. Very colorful float.
All shapes and sizes, you never know. I love the purple. That's their color for epilepsy. Well, we see next Larry Kerr, and this is our first Gold Cup ambassador. Coming next, here we see Gold Cup ambassador number 1, Samantha McLeod. She's the daughter of Kenneth McLeod and Debbie Willis of Springton. She's recently graduated from the Accounting Technology program at Hull College. Congratulations, Sam. She is representing Blooming House as her PEI charity, and she is thrilled to be representing Larry Kerr, who will leave from the coveted pole position in tomorrow night's Gold Cup and Saucer race.
And our next ambassador is Ella Hennessy. She is the daughter of Ronnie and Anne Marie Hennessy of Charlottetown. She's currently studying psychology at UPEI, and Ella is representing Special Olympics PEI as her charity, and she's excited to be representing On High End in tomorrow's big race.
And our third Gold Cup ambassador now is Tate McDonald. Tate is the daughter of Kent and Bonnie McDonald, raised over in Stratford. She's entering her 3rd year of study towards her Bachelor of Business Administration degree at UPI. She is representing Muscular Dystrophy Canada as her charity, and she'll be representing Fortify, who will leave from position number 3 tomorrow night.
And those 6 horses are owned by Barry McMillan. They play a prominent role in Old Home Week in the Gold Cup Parade. Joining Barry are Donnie Euland of Covet, J.J. Shelley, and Gary Stewart of Emerald. And right behind them, are you hungry, Marlene, for some pizza?
Oh, yes, I could eat some pizza. Our next entry comes to us from the folks at Famous Peppers Pizza and features beach volleyball scene. They've got the net up. They're just not playing right now. Famous Peppers is a family-owned and operated restaurant that originated in the historic village of Cardigan, all the way to Cardigan. They celebrated 20 years of success in December of 2023. They own and operate 2 locations now in the Maritimes, Famous Peppers in Charlottetown and Famous Peppers in Montague. And I can tell you, folks, I work down at the government complex here in Charlottetown, and on Thursdays in our cafeteria, it's Famous Peppers Pizza Day. We all look forward to it.
And our next entry is Hanson Solar Energy, another well-known island business in the early 1970s. The Hanson name became known island-wide for providing quality electrical contracting. For approaching 50 years, the Hanson family have built their business by providing unprecedented workmanship and solid relationships with their customers. It looks like they got a barbecue going there, Marlene.
Oh, talking more food now. And thanks to Paula and Payne and all the family and workers for being part of our parade this year.
Some lobster there as well.
Oh, I think they have some hot dogs.
Yes, looks like got the barbecue going there, a little pool.
We're talking about great weather, and we hear on the news about maybe some tropical storms, and we're so thankful for this next entry when we hear something like that. Maritime Electric is another well-known island and required organization.
Yes.
Maritime Electric is very proud of the communities that they serve. They're a proud community partner, donating, sponsoring, and partnering with hundreds of organizations, events, and causes each year, some of which includes 4-H, Blooming House, the Canadian Mental Health Association, and the Canadian Red Cross, and many more. Oh, Paw Patrol.
And Minions, I believe.
Minions.
Some
Yay.
children's entertainment on the float there for Maritime Electric, and I'm sure the folks there very pleased to see that the storm coming up the coast looks like it's going to take a sharp right-hand turn here and hopefully avoid our friends in Newfoundland as well. But our thanks again to Maritime Electric as we move on here. Our next entry, another first-time entry, Pro Color Collision Charlottetown. Pro Color Collision has over 200 locations worldwide in 21 countries, including their shop on PEI located at 441 Brackley Point Road. Their float features Swift Kick, Canada's most talented and celebrated Taylor Swift tribute act. We asked, and Taylor is unavailable to perform in the parade today. She's currently at Wembley Stadium in a series of 8 sold-out shows.
These guys are great. There we see them in Tomboy. And they usually play down at New Year's Eve down on the waterfront. We've got to take them in a number of years. It's great. The girls are always excited to see them. Oh, and I think that's some of their gear on the back of that next gator there.
Little gap here between our next entry, which is another inflatable sponsored by Rod Hotels and Resorts, and it's a butterfly. We'll call it a monarch butterfly, and the butterfly is being escorted around the parade route today by the Charlottetown Bluefins Aquatic Club. At the recent East Coast Swimming Championships, the Bluefins won 9 gold, 8 silver, and 8 bronze medals. So congratulations to all the participants from the Bluefins Club for their great work at the Atlantic Championships. There they are.
Congratulations to all of them. And a needed activity. Well, we all should know how to swim, of course, but they're not just regular swimmers. They're winners.
And as we saw in the recent Olympics, 17-year-old Summer McIntosh, 3 gold medals. Her at the age of 17. Really hard to believe as our next sound car truck rolls up, a familiar voice to Islanders Marlene.
And we want to say, of course, this section of the parade is presented by Provincial Credit Union, and from Provincial Credit Union, we hear that great voice, of course, of Doug Bridges. We think of all the staff, a number of credit unions all across our island, to Bert Runaghan, Bernie Gillis, and all the great staff that are helping us with a lot of our financial needs. Thank you to the Provincial Credit Union.
And our next entry, Passion Elite, is PEI's only all-star cheerleading club, and they're in their 20th season of competitive cheerleading. The club includes upwards of at least 75 athletes in the competitive prep and recreational levels. This past year, their U16 team won the Cheer New Brunswick Provincial Championship, and their U18 team won the championship at the West Regional Summit in Arizona. Congratulations.
Arizona, pretty exciting for those girls. Next, we see the Parkdale Sherwood Lions Club, their pink fire truck. And they're a very familiar sight to Islanders at fundraising events all across the island. Of course, the pink fire truck today is driven by members of the Parkdale Sherwood Lions Club. This truck symbolizes hope for Islanders and their families fighting against cancer. The club is made up of over 45 active members, and they are very active. Yeah, they give to so many organizations across the island. They give to individuals and families. They're a big part of the QEH fundraising every year.
And I think in the past, I forget what year it was, I think they passed the $500,000 mark or maybe more in donations. And you'll see them at so many community events going on here across PEI as the fire truck makes his way. We move on to our next entry, which is another new entry, McGillivray Injury Law. Since their founding in 1994, they have grown into the largest injury and disability law firm in Atlantic Canada. On their float are 3 custom-built 4x4 vehicles that are part of their Trucks for Ducks contest. We invite everyone for more information to go to their website, mcgillivraylawr.com, for a chance to win one of those fine off-road vehicles that are valued at least $250,000 each.
And you can win a trip, win trucks. How exciting is that? And Rush Bahiki Culture presented by the Kiwanis Club. And have a look at these outfits. Again, sponsored by the Kiwanis Club. They're returning again this year. They're another crowd favorite. Rush Culture, a culture band of Bohemian origin performing Junkanoo, which is the national culture of the Bahamas. During a typical parade, you will hear the sound of goat skin drums. Can you hear goat skin drums?
Yes, folks? I can, yeah.
Cowbells. and experience the bright color and imagination of their costumes. To learn more about Rush Culture, you can follow them on Instagram at Rush Culture or subscribe to their YouTube channel, Rush Culture.
And our next entry, a collection of vehicles representing one of the PEI's leading retailers of furniture, Furniture Gallery. Their entry is a 1957 panel truck. Founded in 1986, Furniture Gallery employs 14 people, and you can find them at 664 Water Street in Summerside.
Now we see coming into play the city of Charlottetown entry. Represents the capital city of Prince Edward Island, and that, of course, is the city of Charlottetown. Just a couple quick facts about the city of Charlottetown. Charlottetown is named after Queen Charlotte, who was married to King George III, and it was incorporated as a city in 1855. There we see his worship, Mayor Philip Brown, along with Lana Jankoff, one of our councillors. And we want to say thanks, of course, to all the city workers that have prepared for our parade, getting the streets ready, and they'll be the ones also cleaning everything up.
As we move on to our next entry, and it's the float features service members from HMCS Queen Charlotte. HMCS Queen Charlotte is a Canadian Forces Naval Reserve Division located here in Charlottetown. HMCS Queen Charlotte is a land-based naval training establishment crewed by part-time sailors and also serves as a local recruitment center for the Royal Canadian Navy. In their bright white uniforms, and right behind them is the Charlottetown Sea Cadets, Marlene.
And Sea Cadets is another organization making a return to the Gold Cup after an absence, and they are the Charlottetown Sea Cadets again. They are showcasing their program with a nautical themed float featuring a sailboat called an Echo, which is used for training. The Sea Cadet program is free to youth ages 12 to 18 and is supported by the Canadian Armed Forces and the Navy League of Canada.
We see another boat there, more members, and nice to see them back in the parade this year, and young individuals getting a start in life with the Sea Cadets, learning all sorts of valuable lessons as they make their way through the parade. And right behind them is RE/MAX Charlottetown. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, if you can possibly afford it in today's economy. For over 20 years, RE/MAX has been the #1 real estate organization in Canada. Woven into the fabric of RE/MAX is a deep commitment to community. RE/MAX agents participate in exclusive cause-related marketing programs that contribute millions of dollars to the Children's Miracle Network, and those look like unicorns, I believe.
Oh, a lot of little ones around the parade route are going to love that. And talk about color, our theme of color. Doesn't that look great? Again, from RE/MAX. Now we see here, Havenwood Studios is our next entry. Another first-time entry in the Gold Cup Parade. Havenwood Studios is a Charlottetown-based studio for dance, music, and also theater. Their float showcases the vibrant energy and inclusivity.
You can feel that bass right here.
They offer a wide range of classes for everyone from toddlers to adults. Again, Michelle, thanks.
And our next inflatable, Spot the Dog. Spot is being guided through the streets of Charlottetown by members of the PEIFC U15 boys soccer team. They play in the Nova Scotia U15 AAA Boys League and currently sit in 3rd place with 42 points, and we wish them best of luck in the remainder of their season and playoffs.
Yeah, we're lucky those guys can hold on really well. Our next entry, there we see Pooch giving a few steps and waving. Another dog here in our parade, and this is with The Brick. Features another organization committed to making a difference in the community. The Brick is deeply committed to children's hospitals all across Canada. Since their partnership with the Children's Miracle Network began back in 2014, The Brick has helped to raise over $15 million for children's hospitals in Canada. And on their float today are some of the children from the IWK Hospital in Halifax. We wish all those children the best of health these days.
And our next Gold Cup ambassador is Delaney Dunn. She is the daughter of Amanda Hughes Dunn of Sherwood and Dennis Dunn of Summerside. She's currently entering her 3rd year at UPI and is studying psychology. She is representing Lifehouse Summerside as her charity, and she is thrilled to be representing Covered Bridge, who drew the #4 slot in tomorrow night's Gold Cup and Saucer Pace. An exciting week for our ambassadors culminates tomorrow night.
Our next Gold Cup ambassador is Audrey McPhee. Audrey is the daughter of Peter and Valerie McPhee of Cornwall. She is currently in her 3rd year at UPI, enrolled in the Business Administration program. Audrey will be representing Santa's Angels as her charity, and she's thrilled to be representing Bidge on Yankee, who will be leaving from the number 5 slot tomorrow night. Number 5, Bidge on Yankee.
And right behind her is Jamie Ward. Jamie's the daughter of Tim and Dawn Ward of Stratford. She is currently going into her 2nd year of the Environmental Applied Science and Technology program at Holland College. Jamie is representing the New Start Standardbreds Foundation as her charity, and she is representing Twin B Tough Enough in tomorrow's Gold Cup and Saucer Pace, which usually goes to post around midnight. Right behind Jamie is another great community organization, Marlene.
And we mentioned, I believe it was which ambassador? Audrey McPhee is representing Santa's Angels. Well, this next group is the entry from Santa's Angels.
Santa's getting some sun.
I think he is there. Again, Santa's Angels is a great island community organization. They were founded in 2004 by Father Stephen Allen and Kenny Zakem and Don Wright. It's a 100% volunteer-based group who organize, fundraise, and carry out a Christmas morning visit by Santa and his elves to hundreds of families all across BI.
And a few years ago, I was making way Christmas morning to some family friends and saw them out making some of their deliveries. And our next entry, a very popular entry, always a fan favorite, and they are the Shriners, the Island Shrine Club. The Island Shrine Club was founded on PEI in 1956. The Shriners' charitable arm is the Shriners Hospital for Children, a network of 22 healthcare facilities in Mexico, the United States, and Canada's. And we'll look for the mini cars. Usually the Shriners have quite a few vehicles in their float as they make their way past our broadcast location here on Grafton Street. Here come the cars.
And some clowns. There's some clowns driving some cars. Every now we have a truck there, part of them. I believe this one is, do you have this entry?
No, this is still the Shriners. Here come
here
the mini cars. Yeah.
Is that a Chevette?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
GMC?
I want to say Camaro, but I'm not sure. That's certainly not a Camaro. I was referencing the yellow car there that's towed behind, but of course, the Shriners, another great organization to help out so many families, particularly children who are receiving care at medical hospitals. Camaro SS, the word is from the truck. Okay.
Excellent.
Nice.
And here come one of our clowns walking through our parade route. I think he has a pup with him there. And there we see more Shriner entries. They just don't come with one float.
No.
And we're glad to see it every year.
And if memory serves me correctly, they pay for medical or travel expenses for children who go to these children's hospital.
Montreal is one of the hospitals.
And I remember when P.K. Subban, of course, former defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens, donated $10 million to that particular hospital during his time in Montreal, and so many organizations doing so much great community work, and great to see them represented here today in the Gold Cup parade. Wouldn't be a parade without Shriners, Marlene.
And so many families, children benefit from all the work that those Shriners do. Call Nick, nicktwheel.com.
And Nick, member of the Shriners, along with an airplane. There's Nick, a well-known real estate agent on Prince Edward Island. Free plug for Nick. As we continue to see.
Oh, there's one of the little planes from their Island Shriners Club.
I wonder where they keep those.
And they always have all their entries shined up nicely and bright. They put a lot of work into their entry every year.
And Koki and Fezzi are in our next car. Of course,
I think I know those. Those are Mazdas, aren't they? Mazda Miatas.
Zoom. More members of the Shriners there, making their way past our broadcast location there. All done up. More traditional Shriners hats there in the next vehicle.
And more clowns on the other side of the street with them too. We're only seeing our side mostly, but we see they're on both sides. I don't know how comfortable those clown shoes would be walking through this parade.
Another little mini car there, getting some fist pumps from some of our younger attendees, and I have to say that the Shriners are probably the largest entry in the parade here now. This is another vehicle
They
makes
always
its
have
way.
the bus in it every year, too. They say Shriners having fun, helping kids.
Some folks on the bus with a unique vantage point of the parade.
You can't mistake their hats.
And a few more vehicles here as part of the Shriners as they.
I know that one at a Dodge Ram. I can tell that one pretty well, huh?
But it's always interesting.
And then there's the 42. I got to mention that one.
Yeah,
too.
each year when I, contact these organizations, and you're reminded of all the great community organizations, not just on PEI, but here in the Maritimes, who do so much work, so much of it volunteer, to help out so many organizations and families and children in our communities, and you wonder where we would be without the assistance and help of the Lions Club and the Shriners and all 4-H and all these great organizations.
People wouldn't be as healthy and happy as they are without these people giving their time in these organizations. And there's just a little bit of trivia on how much they help, what they do, some facts and figures, the prosthetics, the life-changing surgeries, the procedures that are done. It's just amazing. Operating since 2002.
This is new.
This is a new part, all this trivia.
There again, you can see as it comes into view there, they offer wraparound care to children and their families.
They help orthopedic and burn children. And they treat so many people with kids that have so many injuries. We're just so blessed to have them as part of our community.
And our next photo is another well-known island-owned and operated business. That's Bernadette's Flowers. Their shop is a professional local florist located in Stratford and have been proudly serving all of PEI since 2005. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff have over 30 years of combined training and experience, and no surprise, their float features lots of flowers. And I had a lovely chat with Bernadette at the Special Olympics dinner this year. She was seated at my table. Another great island organization.
And of course, they're located over in the strip mall there in Stratford, right close to No Frills. Our next entry, you see coming into view now, is the D&D PI Regiment. They have a couple vehicles today. They're a primary reserve armored Renaissance regiment of Canadian Forces, the 5th Canadian Division, the 36th Brigade Group. They'll be celebrating their 150th anniversary next year. They're represented by 2 of their military vehicles today, a medium support vehicle system, which has the PEI Regiment band on it, entertaining the crowd there. We can hear them. And the other vehicle is a 1968 Jeep. Let's have a listen.
And making their way, our next entry returning this year are the Mi'kmaq Heritage Actors, sponsored by Grant Thornton. They are Atlantic Canada's premier Indigenous theater group based in Charlottetown. Their company began in 2009 with the creation of a piece based on 8 Mi'kmaq legends, which were turned into a script by director Kathy Elliott.
And again, our theme of our parade this year is color.
And there's Julie Pellissier-Lush, former poet laureate and one of the hosts of Voices of Attawick on Eastlink Community TV. Julie's a busy woman.
So many events and festivals all across PEI. Their outfits are just so colorful. That's a lot of dancing along our parade route too. All those young girls. I believe this is our next sound card coming into view.
And this one is CGOK Amadi. CGOK is the host of My Voice on Eastlink Community TV, which you can see Wednesdays at 8:30. CGOK also a licensed soccer official and an assistant coach with the UPEI men's soccer team, and runs wheelie bins service as well. He'll come and clean your bins. CJ,
I think he's excited.
always full of enthusiasm.
Excited.
CJ, most people call him CJ. His given name is CGOK. Of course, he moved here a number of years ago from Nigeria to attend UPEI. But full of enthusiasm and making a difference in his community.
Well, we don't have this very often in our Gold Cup and Saucer Parade, and we are so thrilled, folks. And if you see the banner there, it says Olympic silver medalist Alicia Corrigan. And of course, we're thrilled. We're thrilled Islanders and Canadians alike as she and her teammates captured a silver medal in rugby sevens. Look, she's showing it to everyone at this year's Paris Olympics. Of course, it's Alicia Corrigan who became only the second Islander ever to win a medal at the Summer Olympics. The first was William Halpenny, who won a bronze medal in the pole vault in the 1912 Summer Games in Stockholm. Again, that was a long time ago, 1912. So again, we're thrilled, we're excited, and we want to say congratulations. A silver medal, Alicia, at the Paris Olympics.
Getting a standing ovation from the participants here.
Look at the crowd. They're giving us, we don't see that often.
No, we do not.
That's very moving, too. Everyone here in our viewing stand is standing up for her, Olympic medalist.
And our next entry should be of some interest for basketball fans. It is the inaugural Atlantic Slam W coming to the Eastlink Center in Charlottetown this November. The tournament will feature 4 Division I U.S. college women's basketball teams. 2 of the 4 teams have already been announced, the Georgetown Hoyas and Ole Miss. The 4 teams will play 6 regular season games from November 22nd to the 24th. So if you're a basketball fan, I invite you to get tickets for that must-see event.
It'll be exciting for PEI.
It's too bad we couldn't have got Caitlin Clark 2 years ago or last year with Iowa, but Caitlin making waves in the WNBA, and of course lots of basketball at the Summer Olympics as well. So another exciting event coming to the city of Charlottetown. And our next float,
I believe this is this Campbell?
This is, yep.
Fancy Fishing. Another first-time entry. When it comes to fishing, they know their stuff. They're a third-generation family-owned and operated business that goes back to 1952. Campbell's Deep Sea Fishing is located on the Gulf of St. Lawrence in picturesque Cove Head Harbor, located within the PEI National Park. And talking about Campbell's Deep Sea Fishing, I believe they're involved in our old home week. I believe they're involved in passing out ice cream and selling ice cream. I want to say thanks to Charlotte and all those at Campbell's.
And if you go deep sea fishing, you won't be on that boat on their float. You'll be on a proper lobster boat as we make our way to our next float, which is Quartermaster Marine, which represents this year's theme of colors with a vibrant beach scene. Quartermaster Marine was founded 40 years ago by Roger Craig, and today has evolved into the maritime boat source with the mini T-Rex.
Oh, scary.
Their boat features multicolored flowers and balloons. As well, they have their staff wakeboarding behind their boat. I'd like to take that boat for a spin out in the Northumberland Strait.
Wouldn't that be fun? Again, the kids loving to see those dinosaurs, T-Rexes. Exciting. And we see our next inflatable. This is a toucan. It's one of the most recognizable birds of paradise, a toucan. Toucan is being transported around the parade route today by the PEI FCU U15 girls soccer team. They compete in the Nova Scotia U15 girls AAA League and are currently in 3rd place with 25 points. Go girls, go, and good luck.
As the toucan makes its way past our viewing location, our next float, if you're a fan of curling, this float should get you excited. The Grand Slam of Curling is coming to PEI this fall, as Charlottetown will play host to the Hearing Life Tour Challenge at UPEI from October 1st to the 6th. Get your tickets now to see some of the world's best curlers up close and personal. So lots of great events coming to PEI.
That sounds like old Dublin pub music, I'd say.
Yeah,
there.
Robbie Doherty.
Yeah, Silly Robbie. And I think that was Kent McPhee driving that truck from the old Dublin pub, too. And now UPSI, the Union of Public Sector Employees. UPSI represents over 5,000 members in both the public sector and private sector of PEI. They've been involved in our parade for many years, and of course, talking about color, many people will recognize that blue and yellow as the UPSI colors. They are in many workplaces all across our island, from hospitals to manors to many of government offices, and again, doing a lot of work for Islanders. Oh, beautiful color coming up next here.
Yes, our next float is organized by the Chinese Society of PEI. It's a community-focused volunteer organization made up of Chinese Islander. Their float features 2 green dragon boats piloted by 2 rowing teams, one from the Chinese community and the other from the Filipino community on PEI, which is appropriate as this is the year of the dragon. in the Chinese lunar calendar. They're hoping their floats help to promote the idea of dragon boat racing here on PEI.
Let's have a listen to their drumming. Oh, and more beautiful color and costumes. Beautiful.
As they row the dragon boats past our location, of course, you remember when
We did have them here one year, the dragon boats. Do you remember?
the Will and Kate
Yeah.
in Dalby,
Exactly.
part of the royal visit there. Yep. Hard to believe that was, whatever it was, 10, 12, 13 years ago.
More.
But another, great to see them involved in the community and bringing some of their culture to Prince Edward Island, sharing it with Islanders.
And I believe should see another Gold Cup ambassador coming shortly. Again, we have
distance.
9. We have 9 this year. I think we see 2 girls
Oh,
here.
doubled up here.
Gold Cup ambassador number 7 is Laurel Drake. Laurel is the daughter of Lee Drake, who we mentioned a little earlier. A very busy gentleman.
I think
at Red
Laura's
Shores.
on the left.
Yep, and Jennifer Evans, of course, from Ocean 100 of Charlottetown. And Laurel is entering her 3rd year at St. FX in the Bachelor of Arts in Science and Health, and is hoping to pursue her master's in social work. We need more social workers. That's great to hear, Laurel. Best of luck. Laurel will be representing Hospice PEI as her charity, and she's excited to be representing Rock Shining Star, who
And
drew the number 7 spot.
joining Laurel is Chelsea Affleck. She is the daughter of Tricia McGregor and Trevor Affleck and lives in West Royalty. She's currently going into her 3rd year at UPI, taking her Bachelor of Psychology. She's representing Cerebral Palsy Association as her charity, and she's thrilled to be representing Save America in tomorrow's Gold Cup and Saucer Pace.
And our next Gold Cup ambassador, number 9, is Miranda Lidstone. Miranda is the daughter of Doug and the late Jennifer Lidstone of North Rustico. She is currently working at Clinton View Lodge. Miranda is representing the PI Cancer Treatment Center as her charity, and she's excited to be representing American History, who leaves from the 9th spot in tomorrow's running of our Gold Cup and Saucer race. Exciting week for those ambassadors.
Yes, brings so much color and tradition. And our next float, Lamb Concrete, is a family-owned and operated business in the heart of PEI. The business was founded in 1988 by John and Susan Lamb and is run today by their son Trevor and his wife Kimberly. Today they're a leading supplier for all residential and commercial concrete precast designs in Eastern Canada. I'm trying to see if that's Bigfoot, gargoyles.
Yeah, he's a little bit scary too, isn't he? You see lots of them on lawns. They're
course,
supposed to be protected.
You'll pass Lamb Concrete on your way to the bridge.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to miss.
Next, we have a fun-looking entry, and yet another first-time entry into the Gold Cup Parade, Wise Skateboarding. They're holding their 2nd annual Junior Skate Jam, taking place Saturday, August 24th at 11 a.m. at the Stratford Skate Park. If you'd like more information about Wise Skateboarding, you can go to their website, which is wiseskateboarding.com.
Another popular activity for youth. See them enjoying the parade for the first time, all decked out in their gear and their boards.
It's amazing how high they can get when they do some of that skateboarding and do their jumps. Great to see them with their helmets on in there, too.
And coming up behind them, our next entry will be QPPEI, which features the Canadian Union of Public Sector Employees. QPPEI represents over 3,300 members on the island in many sectors such as municipalities, healthcare, long-term care, K-12 education, and post-secondary education. Their float celebrates the theme of an island summer with streamers, balloons, music, and lots of flowers.
Well, talking about an island summer, we had a great one this year. Lots of great days for people getting out.
And joining them on their float is leader of the New Democratic Party of Canada, Jagmeet Singh, participating in the Gold Cup Parade, I'm guessing for the first time. So
I would think so,
nice
probably.
nice to see Mr. Singh enjoying one of Canada and Ireland's great traditions here today. Of course, if you're familiar with the New Democratic Party, they have always supported labor unions, so no surprise that Mr. Singh is on the QP float here today.
And again, many QP workers, they're probably some of your family, neighbors, working in many of our institutions all across PEI and helping people out every day.
And another familiar entry coming into view is the Holland College football helmet car. It's their familiar gas-powered club car that features the helmet logo of the Holland College Hurricane football team, which kicks off the 2024 season along with the rest of the Holland College Hurricanes fall sports teams on September the 7th, and ending the parade again this year. Marlene, another favorite.
The Flash Band. Again, we want to say to Fitzgerald and Snow, thank you for your sponsorship. This band was founded in 1988 by Ronald Fitzgerald and Frank McKerney. The Community Flash Band is a group of professional and amateur musicians who get together annually exclusively to participate in the Gold Cup Parade. And our theme this year is color. Look at the color they have added to our parade this year. Let's take a little time here now to listen to them. They've practiced, so let's listen and hear how they are.
Lots of colors, celebrating the theme of color, and that's it, Marlene, we're done.
We're done. I know there's been many people watching at home. I was talking to a girl in Montague last night, Sheila, that tunes in every year to watch. So, Sheila, I hope you enjoyed the parade. We have all of you enjoyed the parade. Our Gold Cup Parade, our 62nd edition is over. We'll look forward to the 63rd, hoping you can join us next year. But this one will be on again for the family that haven't seen it.
Yes, if you missed it or want to call some folks, it will be rebroadcast tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. And then next Saturday at 2 o'clock as well. And then if you're an Eastlink customer in the coming weeks, it'll be available to be viewed on demand. And last year's parade and previous parades are also there if you want to view previous parades. But another edition in the books, Marlene. So much preparation, and it seems to go by very quickly.
Well, we hope everyone at home loved our parade again this year. We just want to take a moment to thank everyone, all the people that participated in it, all the entries. It takes a lot of work for some of those entries, a lot of time. So we want to thank all those people. Everyone that came down to watch in the streets of Charlottetown. It makes us smile to see all the people come. And, of course, everyone at home that's watching. And, Matt, of course, you want to thank all your co-workers, all the Eastlink crew.
Thanks again to everybody who made the trip over from Nova Scotia. Thanks to folks in the truck, folks at Master Control, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And again, if you missed it, you can watch it again tomorrow at 2 o'clock, next Saturday at 2 o'clock as well. Any final words, Marlene?
Old Home Week is not over yet. Gold Cup and Saucer Parade is over, but the race is not. Still lots of activities, not only this week, but lots of activities all over our great island off Prince Edward Island. We hope you're enjoying a great summer, and we wish you the best of health. Take care, everyone.